All right, Pot of Gold, welcome back. I'm Brett. I'm here with Mike. Episode 283. What are you
No,
pointing at me for?
387.
387. Episode 387.
This highlighter is
Obviously,
going to get in trouble today. I already feel it.
as always, the resident intern, Grant the intern behind the glass, running the boards, doing everything fun. BurrowHead? I don't want to start with BurrowHead, but BurrowHead.
Yeah, we don't need to start with that. But
I know,
that
but
I just threw
it
that
was
up there for clicks. I'm sure
Give me
somebody will click on
BurrowHead.
it. You might have some
Walker Howard
Cincy
intel.
people. Yeah, dude, got some major hits on YouTube. So I think BurrowHead could absolutely garner some volume for us.
Too bad he
With
didn't
that
win.
being
We could have called it "Give Me Some BurrowHead."
could have.
That's more for the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, we can still do that.
Yeah.
Did you know Riggs was only 30?
I saw that tweet minutes ago and had the exact same reaction. I was
It's
like, "I'm
fake. It's
older?"
a fake. It's a fake. There's no way.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no way.
I was like, "There's no way I'm older than this dude."
No, I think he's like 36.
Yeah, that
We're
makes
okay.
sense.
We're still okay.
Barely.
Barely hanging on. Women's basketball crushing the
There's no
lady
bigger
volunteers.
there's no bigger basketball nut in the world than this guy right here. Locked in. I said we couldn't start the podcast until the game was over, and
Brett
I
said
don't know if we did that, but
Yep. One by
we
six.
are a women's basketball pod. Always have been.
And you mentioned it before we struck up the mics, and we probably should have recorded the dialogue that you brought up because it's a really progressive discourse that we really should talk about. At least is when are we going to drop lady from basketball?
Equal rights are at an all-time high, and we're still calling the lady vols. Like, I come on, man. It's 2023.
Yeah, they
Like,
couldn't take that off soon enough. I mean, the last thing I want to see on a basketball jersey is lady.
especially, yeah, we don't identify gender on this podcast. Like, we are the most binary podcast on the planet. So, yeah, it's
Fun.
disgusting to see. It makes me sick when I see a Twitter video and it's got lady on the uniform. Disgusting.
Me too. And speaking of,
That's why I don't watch.
yeah, no, I mean, there are reasons. That is one of them. The lack of progressivism within the lady basketball industry in general. But we can get into that. You can go down a rabbit hole of shoe sales, jersey contracts, you name it. The sponsorship are just completely outweighed in the male's favor. But with that being said, Kim Mulkey does have this team playing elite. Our return on her investment seems to be prime for a lucrative investment on our end and return on our end. Hell, dude, number 3 right now, crushing the lady Vols. Our Vols.
Look, as much as I would like to shit on basketball, women's basketball, it is nice to have like the best one. It is nice to kind of be that team. What was it? That was right around when we were there that it was like the Simone team, right? And so it was kind of cool to go
straight Final Fours.
Yeah, go like once a year, get rowdy, have some fun. And it's just cool to be like, yeah, the sport no one cares about. Yeah, we're the best at it. Like there is a little bit to that.
Well, and I don't get why, we talked about volleyball uniforms. Why can't the basketball team wear that?
I agree.
The men are certainly taking a liking to the short shorts.
Everything goes reverse.
I think they should wear the beach volleyball uniform.
Right. That's my point.
For probably like 3 minutes, someone was like, I fucking finally found the podcast that is going to dive deep into LSU women's sports, like my bread and butter. And now they're like, son of a bitch. They got me again.
No, dude, I think this is informative enough. I mean, this is about as good as it gets for the women's sports. Male followers.
No, I agree. Look, guys, hit us up on Twitter at Pot of Gold, at Gold Mike, at Grant the Intern. You can find them if you go digging in one of our profiles. That
dig around.
If you're watching on YouTube, if you're some of the new subscribers, make sure you go subscribe on Apple or wherever you get your podcast. Helps the boys out.
Yeah, thanks for watching on YouTube. Those numbers jumped up pretty good. I mean, it's nowhere near our followers and downloads on our streaming platform, or our podcasting platforms. It's pretty cool that people are going back and checking out the YouTube.
It still helps put some food on the table, though.
No doubt. I mean, it definitely pays for Restream itself. So It's like a direct return. Yeah.
We're gonna start making blind people be able to see again before you know it. You missed that one?
It's in the works.
Yeah, okay. That was kind of a viral video that's kinda
Didn't see
taken
that one.
over. The Mr. Beast dude was like, "I'm gonna pay to make 1,000 people be
Dude,
able
I
to see
saw
again."
that.
And
Yeah,
everyone was like, "Wait, is that all it costs to, like, help blind people be able to see?" And it's kind of, like, blown up, and some people are mad for some reason, so I was trying to throw a little pop culture reference
Wait,
in for the
or have
boys.
we been just sitting on the cure for, like,
So
people that can't
it
see
takes
it?
like 5 minutes, the
I
procedure.
haven't wa
It's just
hand up. I watched the thumbnail. That's all I saw was the thumbnail, read a couple Twitter threads. Apparently, like, half of blindness is, like, treatable with, like, a minor surgery.
And where
Allegedly.
yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, we need to line Goodell and his referees up first before they ref another damn playoff game because Burrow got cheated. That's all I'm going to say. The fix was in. No, I'm kidding. But aside from the offensive line for Cincinnati just being a plate of steaming horseshit, I do
It's not
believe
good.
I do believe the refs definitely wanted to make sure KC had a clean fight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like I think both teams had opportunities to make plays to win the game and they didn't. Like that game could have been taken over by either team multiple times. And it's like, yeah, man, we can pick this block in the back that should have been called. And like obviously the push on Mahomes was like gonna be called, but it did feel like we got a shitty day of refereeing. Like even in the first game, I thought the fouls, the penalties, everything was called was pretty weak. And it's like, well, the game was 31-7, so it kind of gets blown over. But it just feels like if you're in the championship, you should have like the best ref crew ever. And it's like so bad.
I also feel like you should have more than 3 quarterbacks on your roster if you're the 49ers, right? And is that the
Well,
max?
I
Yeah,
don't I don't know. I mean, shit,
they
they're
don't.
paying a lot of dudes to play quarterback,
Well, I
but
saw that they used to have you could have like a preliminary quarterback on the fit, like not counted
COVID
against your
quarterback.
53-man
Yeah,
roster,
COVID
and
quarterback.
they took it away, and so then you saw what happened. So I would imagine they're going to reinstate that next year. Because
But
I mean
like,
that was
and
just
obviously
ridiculous.
you're not gonna like anticipate your quarterback going down, but it's like I feel like we should have had some wildcat, more like wildcat stuff with McCaffrey and Debo drawn up and be like, hey, we're just gonna do what we do on the offensive line and add another runner.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hate to say that Shanahan did not do the best he could with what hand he was dealt. But at the same time, it's like, dude, if McCaffrey's your guy back there, don't put Purdy back in just to hand it off. You're
I
doing
know.
nothing with Purdy that you couldn't
Everyone
do with the Wildcat,
everyone knows. Everyone knows that that dude can do nothing.
right?
It's
So
like
that
if
was a
you
shame.
yeah, it
But
was
like, was
weird.
it really hurt though, or what?
Dude, I love Twitter. Twitter's like, "Oh, you gotta get back out there and just play." It's like, well, what if he can't feel the ball? Like, I
Yeah,
just and then
exactly.
it comes out today, it's like the owner or whatever, like, out 6 months and everything, but God, like, how bad does that have to suck that it's like, you get into the game, you got all this, like, adrenaline pumping, like, fairly early, you just take this weird hit, and all of a sudden, like, you can't hold the ball or you can't feel the ball, and you're like, I'm not, like, in
It's how
super
dynasties
pain,
start.
but I can't fucking throw. Like,
It's
how
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 dynasties
shitty?
start. Colt McCoy. That's how
I
Alabama
know.
started.
Um, Poor Colt, never recovered from that one.
No, but he's still on rosters and shit.
Dude, Chase Daniels comes out immediately on Twitter and is like, "This has happened to me before. It is rough." And of course, the comments are just like, "What, holding a clipboard, you bitch?" Like it's
Yeah.
Twitter's at an
How
all-time high. I
how
don't care
about
what you think about Elon Musk. Twitter is peaking at the moment.
oh, yeah, it's better than it's ever been. Did you see the statistic about was it Shanahan or no, it was the other it was, the Eagles coach.
Sirianni.
Yeah, he, like, started over Chad Henne. Or no, he had something to do with Chad Henne in that season, and, like, Chad Henne's the backup quarterback on the other sideline still. It's like it's insane to think about
Is
how
Chad
old.
Henne still catching a check?
Yeah. Yeah, he was on the
No.
sideline last night.
Can't
Chad
I
Henne is
can't
still playing quarterback.
It's God, that is so right. I just like
Like, Michael
unbelievable.
Hart, Michigan
How
running
come
back
how come
days.
fucking Bortles can't catch a job?
Wait, Henny's on the Chiefs roster.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He's the
Yeah.
backup for the
Oh,
Chiefs.
wow.
He's right. I was thinking it was someone else, but he even got in last game.
So like the fucking coaches are like, yeah, I played with that dude. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, good to see Mahomes dancing around on the sideline. I mean, he is a what is he?
Dude, he was drafted your senior year of high school.
You act like that's like so far away from your senior year of high school. It's a year before. Like we're a year apart. Mike, this dude's almost your age.
Dude, he's old as shit.
This dude, can you believe he's still playing? He played with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Gumby. That's what I think of when I see Mahomes kind of waddling around on the sideline. He's like a stick figure with like his head bobbing. It's just, I don't know, man.
it's crazy to watch him just buy time, and like
Sick
it just felt,
quarterback. Sick.
but it felt like watching that game. They never had any of these like amazing plays that you think of when you think of the Chiefs, and maybe it's like the Tyreek Hill stuff
Yeah,
and a
I
lot
think
of
they
their
got rid of their boys.
skill position guys are a little depleted. But it's like I don't know. It was just like a methodical game, and I thought both defenses played pretty well throughout the game. Obviously, the D line for KC was just like too much,
Yeah, Jones was
and
like, all
somehow
right, game on the line, got him.
Burrow still like literally probably should have been in overtime in that game.
Well,
It's
you
really
notice like
impressive.
the second Burrow had more than 2 seconds to throw. It was a dime. It was
Well,
perfect placement every time he had time.
I'm sure a lot of quarterbacks do it, and it's not the Joe Burrow suckfest pod, which it may turn into that, but
Why not?
no other quarterback just is like, I'm just gonna give my guy a chance and just throws up these catchable balls and these dudes just go up and get it. And it's just like what happened at LSU. It's like for a while, I was like, I'm not even sure if Burrow's that good because these wide receivers just make plays. But obviously, like he is that good and he just gives them the opportunities to do that. And Mahomes does the same thing, blah, blah, blah. But it just feels like it feels like Burrow wins on those passes that he probably shouldn't more often. It's like, oh, that might be a pick. That might be a pick. Oh, nope. First down.
Dude, the one that hit Chase in the helmet that he didn't come down with, it was just like the most ridiculous placement between two defenders. And it was so perfect that like Chase was like, I wasn't even expecting it to be this close. Like I thought
I
I'd have
know.
to do something other than have it hit me in the noggin.
It is crazy to think about like how precise these guys are at throwing a football at these like moving targets that are the best athletes in the world. It's like,
Well, you would
you know,
think they do it every
anyone can
day, but
throw
some people can't.
a ball and guys can like run under it and catch it. But just to be able to like literally pinpoint balls on 20-yard outs and comebacks and
Mm.
just hit it in the exact right spot is cool. And Mahomes obviously not saying this is just a Burrow thing, but like I don't know, it's just cool to watch these guys at such an elite level.
Speaking of elite level, Pure Gold says in here he's listening live from Japan. I mean,
Live from Japan.
we love it, man. We love it.
That's big time right there. That's a true friend of the program.
Yeah, that's something you put on your wall, man. You frame
Program.
that shit.
Can we talk about how fucking dumb it was for everyone in Cincinnati to like just claim victory before the game started with the BurrowHead
dude,
shit and like all this
so
stuff? Like,
stupid.
what are we doing? Like, act like you fucking been there before. Like, you may not have been there before, but like, who
have been.
thought it was a good idea?
You know, I agree. I totally agree. It's nonsense. But I feel like this is LSU 2019, where like they make it to the dance, all that shit, and then like the next 2 seasons, it's just like you can't fucking touch us. And then all of a sudden it's like Miles Brennan trots out, and you're just like, God damn it! Like we need, like we're good, but like this
Max
might
Johnson.
not be.
Are we sure? Are we sure?
This might not be every season type of thing. Let's dial it back.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, and like Travis Kelce with an all-time like wrestling promo there, just to like call him the jabroni. Like, good for them. They deserve to like. It's just wild that you somehow allowed like Kansas City, Pat Mahomes, the $500 million man, to be like the underdog in this home playoff game. Like, it's wild.
That's the only reason I felt nervous.
Yeah, we talked about it in the group before. I'm like,
I was like,
I
man, I
don't.
want the Bengals to win. That's what I would love. But if I had to bet, I'd go Kansas City here.
Yeah.
Like, there's just too much shit talk. Like,
It
that's
seems like you don't get rich betting against Burrow in the playoffs, but yeah, we both were like, it doesn't feel right.
oh
It
no,
was the
it's like
same
being
thing.
like, yeah, Tom Brady and the Patriots, they're gonna fucking suck this season. It's like, guys, it's still Brady
They're
and the
most likely going to
Patriots.
be
Like,
in the playoffs, and
they're
like
gonna
you
be
never
pretty good.
know.
Don't talk
Yeah.
shit.
But it felt like a recipe for disaster. Like, when Eli Apple is throwing heaters on Twitter, like it's
Yeah.
not.
How about old boy that got just harassed into the locker room by the rest of his teammates for hitting Mahomes out of bounds?
Yeah, I thought you were
There
going
was
to talk about Bosa getting harassed by Philly fans.
No, that was funny.
the
But
whole
buddy,
end.
that we'll discuss that later.
I'm rich. It's
But
like, all
buddy,
right.
like, dude, talk about throwing me back to
With
high
your butt
school, like
buddies.
throwing me back in time to my dad being like, "Oh, what, you and your butt buddies are hanging out tonight?"
Well,
Like, yeah,
at
kinda.
first I was watching and I was like, this dude's got a game coming up. Like, what's he doing drinking a beer? And I remember it was his brother.
So good.
Grant, you were gonna say something about
No, I was
it?
just gonna say the whole ending sequence to that game was so weird with the punt, line drive punt, and then just terrible punt, no coverage, blocks in the back weren't called, and then they get all the way down there, and then Mahomes
Well,
almost gets sacked like 2-3 plays in a row, and then gets pushed out of bounds. Like, it
and
was
then the
just such a
guy
bizarre ending.
who waddles off every play has just enough juice to run it out and stride it out to pick up the first and then get the extra 15. But go back. I mean, fuck, Andy Reid sends out the punting squad with what, like 2:30 left, and you're like, well, you
Yeah.
don't. You're gonna have your best player on the bench while Burrow goes and beats you. Good luck. And it's like, and then it's 3rd and long, and you're like, oh shit, this might have
And then
worked
the
out
ref's
for
like,
him.
one more down, one more.
That was insane. That was insane.
Before they
Like,
showed the camera of the dude running on the field, at first I was like, this is insane. Like, you can't do this.
30 seconds had run off the play clock. Like, it wasn't like the play ended and it's like, no, guys, chill. It's like we're at wide camera angle, like everything. Romo's being Romo, and it's just like, you know what, guys, we're gonna circle this one back.
They
I can't
didn't
imagine.
start the clock when I said it, even though they started, it was just off by a couple seconds. This down doesn't count. Like,
But yeah, I
whoa.
mean, Burrow picks up that 3rd and long, kind of backed up in his own end zone. You're like, oh shit, they're gonna kick a field goal and win this game. And then, O-line kind of can't hold up, and the rest is kind of what Grant said, the punt and everything that came after it. But like, what a smart, heady play by the dude who just made like one of the dumbest plays in playoff history to then like go down with an injury. Like, world-class maneuver to be like, well, you can't like absolutely shit on me if I act like I tore my ACL here. It was I was trying to figure out how to word it perfectly, and it never sounded right in the tweet, but like, an absolute pro move to be like, it's like whenever you miss a layup, you like grab your hamstring like you might have just ripped it, like,
you'd be like, everybody will calm down if I just lay here for about 5 minutes. Let the tensions ease over, but they still didn't, dude. They rode his ass into the locker room.
And then there was no one around him, though. The funniest part was then they show the overhead
the
of him
game
like, and there's no one.
Everybody's just like, fucking, just giving him the puffs.
I'm
But the best part, dude, about that whole referee exchange, though, was watching Cincinnati's coach after they stopped him again, go right in the face of that ref, like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then they ended up converting. It was the whole. I was like, damn.
You think you can fuck on me? Yeah.
And then Eli Apple's just like, my bad. Like,
that's on me, coach. That's on me.
I did hold.
That's on me. Oh,
the NFL
man,
is so crazy like that. So
it's
I got so
funny.
invested. I always get so invested in the NFL during the playoffs that I start just like diving into the Saints, and like I dove in right now. I'm just like, this isn't good. This is not good.
No.
It's just like, maybe I can convince myself that we'll be in like this situation soon. And
no, I think the ideal scenario,
the defensive coordinator to the Falcons.
Ryan
Nielsen.
Yeah, Triforce knows him personally.
Well, that's as good as a handwritten guarantee. No, I think the Saints' best case scenario is hoping that for some reason the 49ers are like, we got to get someone else, not Shanahan, in here, and they fire Shanahan, and we can just like try to scoop him up. That's I think best case scenario as
I
a
mean, to
Saints
replace
fan.
Dennis Allen.
Yeah.
But didn't we make our bed with him for this season? You talking about next
Oh
year?
yeah. Well, Shanahan's not getting
Best,
fired
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
And
Best
I
case.
don't know that the 49ers should, but at some point the 49ers are going to be like, well, we can do better. Like we get to the big game and lose. It's like, yeah, that's but you still have
You
like
didn't
one of
have
the
a
best
quarterback.
coaches. No, I'm just telling you, that's just the way it works sometimes.
Best case scenario is we actually get 2 first-round draft picks for Sean Payton wherever he goes.
Yeah, but like all the projected
gonna
landing
happen.
spots are like, yeah, you get
Yeah.
pick number 30. It's like, great.
Yeah.
Better than what the Saints currently have.
Yeah,
I
we have
know, but
nothing. So
I
you
know,
get
but we need
you
an
get those 2
OC.
picks, you tank, and then I don't know, we figure it out next year.
We need a fucking Shanahan tree, McDaniels, whatever tree, like fucking offensive guru at head coach. And
we
then
need to hear
like
from Chris
do whatever you got to do to get a fucking quarterback straight from college. That's a dog, and
Yeah.
just rebuild it.
We need to
Get
hear from
Caleb
Chris
Williams with fucking Shanahan.
Sign me up.
What'd you say?
I said we need to hear from Chris and Max.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have some updates, but I mean, right now it doesn't look good. Like everything I read, it's like front office is a fucking mess. It's like, all right, well,
it has been. I think I would get a lot of joy out of Sean Payton going to Denver and having him and Russ Wilson just like suck again. I think that would bring me a lot of joy.
Yeah, I think a rebuild for Sean Payton's going to be tough. I think if he walks into like a gold mine, it'd be great, but like a gold mine is not replacing their coach right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Denver on paper doesn't look that bad. Like I'd sign up for Jerry Jeudy and Russell Wilson and some of their guys. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, true.
NFL's weird.
You would live in Denver?
No. Hate it there.
I'd live
Too many
in Loveland.
homeless.
It's just north, about 45 mins.
What about Golden?
Yeah.
Yeah, Golden's fine. But like Arizona's courting.
I heard the mountains are blue over there.
Arizona's courting him pretty hard right now too.
Yeah, I guess Arizona would have a decent pick, huh?
Well, that and I mean he's gonna play with old boy at quarterback. What's his name? Kyler Murray.
Kyler.
Kyler.
I mean, that's my dynasty fantasy quarterback. Sign me up. I need
like
him to be better.
I don't like him. But you know, he's all right. I like Jaden Hurts.
Jalen
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Sorry, I got Jaden Daniels on the mind, man.
That would have been fun,
Yeah.
man, to watch Hurts and Burrow. God, I'm just so sad.
I was really pulling for Purdy and Burrow personally.
Yeah, that was what I wanted. Like, I think I was rooting for 49ers Bengals, and of course, we ended up getting the exact opposite. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think I would like to watch Big Cat's like $200,000 future bet just go up in flames. I think that'd be enjoyable to watch.
He's got the Eagles, right?
Yeah, he bet a future on the Eagles that pays like 220 grand or something like that. So to like watch that, like if the Eagles, I don't care who wins, literally doesn't matter to me at all. I'll watch the game, enjoy, bet the coin flip, have a good day. But just to watch that, I think would be the best content.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny. So Mekhi Wingo has surgery. He's going to be out for a little bit.
Reported first by the Golden Boot podcast.
Friends of the program. Shout out, friends of the program. Absolutely. I thought it was Drake Nevis at first. Blast from the past.
The Water Buffalo.
9-2. Great guy.
I'm blanking on the name, but our boy in the tug of war. That was nice to see. Was that
Jacoby and Guillory?
Yeah, there were some good tug of war picks that came out.
You saw that little goober behind him?
Wasn't there one of Savion Jones too?
Savion Jones is starting to be a popular name, a trendy name amongst
It's his bag year.
Yeah, it is his bag year. Last year didn't matter. This year it gets the bag. So now we're
Speaking of bags, we will formally announce on the pod that we are Golden Premier tiered at the Tiger Collective, the $50,000 a year
No doubt.
level is the one that we've verbally committed to, just so everyone out
Yeah.
there listening knows that we're all in on the collective.
Eventually, we're gonna upgrade our restream to allow 1080p, but in the meantime,
We
we're
couldn't
in.
we had to make budget cuts, and the 50K going to the collective was where we decided to spend it this year.
Yeah, I never want to see Eli Holstein leave the state, and if we can do anything we can to contribute to his stronghold, we'll do it.
What are the chance? We're gonna have another crack at him probably.
100%. We're probably gonna have another crack at quite a few of those kids, other than Archie. Archibald's going to be a Texas guy, and he's probably not going to be ready to start next season, but they're probably going to start him,
Can
and then
Ewers leave
Ewers can
next year?
bounce. No, I think he's got to sit because I think he danced around. No, he could.
Like,
He
cause
could.
Quinn. Cause didn't he like enroll? He enrolled at Ohio State early, so he ended up. This would be like his third season. Like he's a redshirt sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of in my head, I was thinking like, oh, Archin gonna hang out for 2 years behind this dude. It's gonna be a Walker Howard scenario. But I think you're right. See what Sark's up to by then.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess it's moved to the SEC.
Yep. Exactly right. Oklahoma too. Oklahoma is one of those like, we'll see. Is this thing about to fall apart before it even starts, or is it just a down year? Coaching change, down year.
I would vote it's more likely going to be a down stretch for Oklahoma. Like I like Venables. I think Venables is a good guy, good defensive coordinator. I'm not sold on. It's just going to be hard coming into the SEC and having to play Auburn, Ole Miss, Texas, LSU, Texas A&M, like all these teams, and just be like, yeah, we're 11-1. And I mean, the same goes for just about every team you can say that for. LSU, it's like it's going to be hard to just go 11-1, 12-0 in those stretch of games. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think a lot of this will go away. Like the way we think of college football now is like every game matters so much because there's going to be like 3 lost teams getting into the playoffs.
Right. And I think
so now it's just like get better as the season goes on. We want to be playing our best football in December and we'll be where we want to be. We can lose to Texas week 4 and it's fine.
I mean, it's kind of like the Eagles. The Eagles lost to the Saints just now in the NFL playoffs. And look where they're at,
Yeah.
Agree. Potentially, absolutely. Like if LSU had done what they did against A&M, but let's say we didn't lose to Tennessee or something, like that would have been awful, but we'd still be in.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm excited for LSU's chances. I think we're in a good spot. We're building. I think we got the right guy. Speaking of the right guy, I think he's underpaid. So he deserved that extra little bump that he got in pay. I think he deserved that shit. And
are we just gonna ignore the fact that it was like a couple months ago? He's like, I'm donating $1 million to up the facilities, and then it just so happens the direct deposits may be exactly 2 commas or like.
How about the shout out that he got for Travis Kelce moving to tight end?
Oh yeah, that was a good for the brand right there.
That was great. That was great.
Obviously, Burrow and Jamar Chase on the field is good for the brand, but anytime you could be like, oh yeah, because we've all heard that. We all knew that Travis Kelce was a quarterback, but just to be reminded on a day like that, to be like, hey, Brian Kelly's smart enough to move the number 1 tight end in the NFL.
Right, exactly. Grant, did you catch that?
Yeah. Brian Kelly. Kelce.
Also, speaking of little LSU in the coverage, I did enjoy Romo kind of giving a Les Miles shout out saying that Patrick Mahomes was like undefeated in regulation in like 5 years. It's like Les Miles somewhere is looking down, very proud.
Tony's acting out, huh?
I think everyone's just kind of tired of Tony shtick. And it's like early on, it was like, oh my God, this is so much better because it was like, I'm trying to even think of, was Boomer Esiason? It was like, all these dudes that called games that was just like very much formulaic. And now Romo came in and he's like, hot, 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 hot. And everyone thought it was like so great. And now we realize like, it's mostly annoying.
Yeah, I mean, he's unhinged at times and he's going off. He's excited. It's interesting. I haven't seen this type of Romo in some time. And then he's on the commercials,
Yeah.
swinging a
What I
golf
wouldn't
club like
what I
Caddyshack.
wouldn't give to pump old Nance full of some weed and get his honest, true thoughts on Romo, because it's possible he's like, fucking guy always jumps over me. I can't stand it. But Nance, obviously a consummate professional.
Yeah, I'm sure it hasn't crossed his mind until he retires. But yeah,
There was I can't remember exactly how it was said, but they brought up Billy Packer or whatever, the guy who called like the NCAA basketball games forever with
yeah,
Nance, and he
he died.
kind of gave like a RIP to Jim. Like the way he worded it was kind of like, yeah, tough run, Jim, kind of thing. And it was just very funny, like how he tried to like say something nice, and me being an asshole, like took the one word he said wrong that like made the whole thing sound different. But I just
I love Nance's transitions though. That start hearing his voice, and it's just like, oh yeah, this weekend coming up, the so and so tournament. You're just like, there he is,
Yeah,
fucking
dude,
there he is.
Nance, the ultimate pro. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do when Nance hangs it up. Like, hopefully he at least lives the Vern life where he's like,
Smiley Kaufman.
I'm going to the Masters until I die. Like,
Yeah.
you will not take me away from Augusta. But like everything else, like I'm gonna chill on.
No, it's definitely going to be like where we're talking to our grandkids and be like, at one time he was really good.
Jim Nance, Jim
Like,
Nance
I know
was
this is
roommates.
crazy,
He was roommates with Fred Couples, and like, who the fuck's Fred Couples? Like, God
right?
damn it.
Look it up. Look it up now.
Look at it on your little tablet.
But yeah, dude, at one point Nance is definitely going to be like a deranged Lee
Oh
Corso,
yeah,
and we're just
he's
going to
gonna
have
be
to be
getting
like,
downs wrong, and we're all gonna be like, "That's our boy Jim. That's
yeah,
Uncle
like,
Jim."
he's not allowed close to the green because he is fucking loud. Like
He's
he's
too
loud
loud.
now. Him and Dottie are just like in fucking wheelchairs, like
He never turns his mic off. He's like,
little
can you
hot off the
fucking
heel."
can you fucking tone it down, Gary?" It's like Gary's not with us anymore, Jim.
Gary died 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Vern's been gone for a
You,
decade.
you actually pushed him out of the booth and he fell
Ooh.
over.
Let's send it over to 17 and Vern Lundquist. Hi, it's Smiley Kaufman here.
join join with Max Homa because we can't get enough of him.
Max on a heater.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I feel like the scandal's gonna come out where like Max is texting like 12-year-olds or something. Like it's just everything's kind of
Jesus
too good.
Christ.
Well, I mean,
Everything's too good with Max right now. Like he has 1,000% approval rating. I love him. I enjoy the content he does. I think he's obviously a great golfer, but it's like,
he's just a little like mumbling robot though.
yeah,
It's just
no
like,
one runs this hot. No one like, Phil runs this hot. He signs with the Saudis and everyone hates him. Like it's just Tiger was on top of the world, and then it finds out he's doing fucking Percocet in the Waffle House bathroom. It's like,
oh, it'll come, and I think it'll be created too. It'll have to be like manufactured, some type of like story around Homa because he's too clean. Like
yeah.
everybody else is gone. Like Brooks is gone, Dustin Johnson left, even fucking squeaky clean Cam Smith is out. So like now you got Max Homa who we're propping up because he's winning these tournaments, but you got to find an edge. You got to do something.
The kids can't look up to Patrick Reed anymore.
No, dude, you might get shanked with a T.
You might get shanked with a T. You might get, dude, shout out like a big props to old Brandel, because Brandel literally is like hours after like getting out of a lawsuit from Patrick Reed. And he's like, fuck it. This dude's cheating again. The ball went in the tree.
In the
And I'm
tree.
just like,
He's like, we're gonna
bravo,
slow it
Brandel.
down. We're gonna slow it down for 10 more minutes for everybody to just stone
He
it.
goes
Like,
now.
back it up another frame. Back it up another frame. Right there. Zoom in. Dude. Like,
At the very end, he's like, now you can make your own assumptions that it could have hit off the tree, but
like
it would have had to go down.
And he zoomed in on the ball. He's like, we all play Titleist. It's definitely a Titleist.
everyone plays a Pro V1. It's like, dude, but like
And then you can
Brandel-
see his hair is so like disheveled. Like he's like, I fucking got him now.
Dude, it was so good because literally like in the morning I'm reading about how these like lawsuits have been dropped, and then he's like, I want you to come at me again. Like it's like Big Cat with the pinky bet. Like now he's just chasing that high of like how quickly can he get Patrick Reed to file a lawsuit. It's hilarious. Like I'm Team Brandel. Something I never
yeah.
thought I'd say in my entire life, but now I'm like all in on the Brandis.
I love Brandis. Good guy.
He
Good
really
guy.
sucks. He sucks, but he's the best.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about him and Nance. Those voices is what I kind of correlate golf with. I mean, Nance
He
bar none, but like Brandel's definitely. I mean, if you're invested in the Golf Channel, he's the guy.
If we're talking just voices, I do kind of miss our boy Sir Nick Faldo over Immelman. Like I hated Faldo more than anything and thought he brought nothing to the table. But just voice wise, like you knew you were getting some golf when you had Sir
Well,
Nick coming
yeah,
in.
it's a familiar voice. I think it's
Yeah.
like it's a soothing, like, okay, it's Sunday.
Immelman's a
Whew.
little too chummy at the moment. Like he's a little too chummy. Ian Baker Finch is like, no, bro, you haven't earned it.
Right.
IBF is still the man.
Yeah. Don't fuck with him. But yeah, dude, we're almost here. Masters is on the way.
And we're getting into a nice swing of golf for sure.
Speaking of swing, my God, some of these Sports Illustrated covers of our baseball preview is just great, man. I'm talking, and like I said,
hang the
it'll
banner.
be that image will be in every restaurant, framed up, ready to go, right in the bar area. It's been written.
A
These
triple
guys are
nickel
good.
staple.
Yeah. Also, Grant corrected me. It's Skeens, Paul Skeens, apparently, which
Everyone knew that.
Well, I thought it was Skenes. Skeens would be two E's,
Skeens.
right?
Skenes.
Skeens would be Skeens. Skenes is how it's spelled.
Skeens.
But I asked you this earlier, and I just want to clarify. That's confirmed, right? Like it's Skeens. Like you've heard it.
Yeah, it's yes.
67's a bold number for a baseball guy, huh?
That is their rankings.
Oh. Okay, I thought that was a number.
I think he is wearing 99 though. Christian Little wears number 99.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that. 67 would be weird. We got to bring 67 back now.
Joey
69.
Lard wearing 0.
It would be nice to put up a new number on the Intimidator. I feel like it's not so intimidating these days.
Oh no, it hasn't been intimidating for a while. But I think we'll be back this year and we're going to win it all. So
we need the old Alec box. There's no magic in this one.
I think next week, do we want to dive into the season preview or what?
I wanted to do it tonight, and Grant said no.
No, Grant's prepared, dude. But
let's give him.
It's not. Well, no, we'll wait.
Let's give him a sneak peek of the catchers. Let's just do catchers.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Just the catchers.
Just catchers. I might throw in one more. Just if it. We'll see how you do. We might have to tease an extra one if you do really well for this one.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Yeah, we'll give you time. We'll filibuster.
Right,
look, guys, for the people that didn't hear in the beginning, go to your podcast app, hit the subscribe button. All right, are you ready?
Ready? Shit out that.
Okay, there's your catchers.
The image. There he is. Okay,
he's right there.
There we go.
I like a catcher that rocks the headband. Like we're
so
good
there's
there.
Your catchers.
All right, talk about them.
So that's Alex Milazzo on your left and Brady Neal on your right. Milazzo, think, will get. Milazzo started 2 years ago. He's the best defensive catcher we've had since probably Micah Gibbs or someone Papirski, one of those guys.
Oh, I did like Papirski.
He's got a cannon throwing people out. He blocks. Now his batting average, if he's lucky, was at 200. But defensively, so he was hurt all last year. So we really missed him. Yeah.
To be fair, was that right? Was it a hand injury?
I don't remember what his injury.
To be fair,
it was a leg injury.
Catchers always injured. Always.
Yeah. Was it his kicking leg or?
I think it was his shooting hand.
How does he whip it around the horn? because that's like the
The
mark of a
best.
good catcher is if you're a hot fire.
You can't say the best.
No.
Like, give us.
What I'm saying is I don't have his numbers from 2 years ago, but he threw out like an absurd amount of runners.
Oh, I'm not. I
stealing.
don't. I'm talking about when there's a strikeout, ring them
Oh,
up.
see, I don't know.
I need a.
Last year, I don't even think we threw it around the horn last year.
This is my weak link on the roster right now is Alex Milazzo. I don't like him. I don't like
Well,
the guy.
he's only weak offensively, but defensively, where we were in a bind last year defensively, it was very bad. So I'm okay with that, and I think he deserves to get a shot. I think he will start on Friday. I think you got 5 names right here. We haven't had this many names at catcher that we would trust there.
And
in a while.
that's what I'm saying is
So-
like, are we really just designated to this like bullshit offensive player, or do we have like
No.
other good
No,
defensive catchers that can swing?
So
That's where we get into Brady Neal.
defensively,
Wait.
So Brady Neal, obviously he's a right-handed thrower, but he's a left-handed batter. So for a catcher, that's big. Very versatile player there. And I think what's going to happen is I think opening weekend, you're going to see both of those guys start a game. And then on Sunday, it's going to be a coin flip who did the best. So I think what's going to happen is over the course of the season, Neal's bat hopefully will take over. He is a freshman, though. I think he was at IMG. I think he's from IMG Academy. So, he's played against the best of the best from where he
Do they do that
high school.
with baseball too? I mean, I know football IMG is like
Baseball is the same thing. Okay. So he's played against good competition.
Can you imagine if like IMG's baseball team was fucking awful?
That's what I was gonna say. It's
their
like
basketball team's ridiculous too.
We put all of our resources into football, and we just get teachers' kids that play on the baseball team.
No,
because like legit. Most people wouldn't like even question that. It's like, yeah, I played ball at IMG. It's like, oh, sign him up. But then like you realize that their baseball program is fucking horseshit.
Well, also, if you would have told me that IMG was solely football and did not have baseball, it would have I would have been like, that makes sense.
No, they get guys for baseball, basketball, football. They're stacked. But I think what's going to happen is as the season goes on, he's going to start getting more opportunities. He's going to get better, and hopefully we can trust him defensively. And I think the good thing is as the season goes on, we might get a spot in the game where he is struggling. We've struggled offensively and defensively, and you can throw Milazzo in there and nobody's stealing. We already have a 10-run lead, so it's not going to matter. And we're able to rest Brady Neal or rest whoever's catching.
Right.
So,
are these
the other
guys
names?
Are there fingernail painters in this group?
I have no idea yet.
I
think Milazzo.
You better get ready. You better fucking get ready for these questions.
Like
next week.
Well, you don't get like highlights like that. Like you see, Jacques Doucet, bless his heart, does a great job. Tracking a lot of this stuff.
He works. He grinds his ass off for baseball.
He does. Sure. I love it. But it's more of just like, there's a home run. Like, great pitch. But it's not like the home plate view of the whole, the whole scrimmage. But
that should be the name of the podcast. Jacques Doucet, bless
his heart. I'm just telling you, then I might as well not show up next week because these are the type of things I look for in a baseball program: is a catcher that can whip it around the horn, a guy who's got a wristband on, who's maybe fingernail polishing down there below, throwing some fancy digits down there. That's a good catcher.
I tell you,
wearing the headband, he looks like Mahomes. He better be able to throw it.
You send me a list of questions you would like answered for each position next week, and I think we'll make that happen.
More of an
because I like that. If I'll do the research and figure out, is he a fingernail painter? And what color is it?
This season, we're also going to take a step back because we have our rights now purchased. That we're going to have to sing the walkout songs this season.
That's heartbreaking. We might have to do a pod only, a non-YouTube, a pod only to hear some walkout songs.
Grant was saying, like, what if we just played like the first like half second? It's like Imagine Dragons, like I'm waking.
Are you?
And then we're like,
we pull up, or we just pull up the lyrics and we just all sing along together.
It's like rain.
It's like rain. There's no way that would go wrong. There's no way that would.
Vomit on a sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah, that's Beloso. and next up we have. That'd be interesting.
So those are pretty much the two. The rest of the guys are more of a bullpen type guy, maybe looking for the future.
The
A
other
lot of
guys
catchers there.
are mainly younger. I mean, Travinsky, you've heard that name, Hayden Travinsky. He's a Red
Obviously.
Start junior.
Any DH potentials lingering around there? No.
Yeah, I've got this whole thing. You know, where we're gonna
He's got a good program lined up for us.
But you gotta supply me with more questions.
All right. Well, I got one more.
Catch your fingernail painting is got to be something you're looking forward to.
I mean, dude, if you don't have your eyes on that, you're just not a baseball guy. Like, to be quite fair, like if you want to be the guy, I just as a casual on Twitter, I expect the guy I follow to know these types of things.
Wait,
like if you're gonna be balls deep in baseball, be fucking balls deep in baseball. That's all I asked, man.
He's got a week. Give him time.
I'll tell you this. Is he a freshman? Where's he at?
You should know.
Yeah, Chase Shores is a freshman. Where was the scrimmage? Let's see.
Grant, I gotta say that Bengal, the on 3 hat is fucking phenomenal right now.
I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna have to get into the DMs and be like, hey bro, I didn't sign up for your thing. But like, I got to figure out how to get a hat. Shay, I know you're still listening 45 minutes in to the baseball 100%. Preview. So hook your boy up. Hit me up in the DMs. You know you want to.
Oh, speaking of that, 45 minutes in, if any of you guys have the contact information for Adam from Tiger Droppings, we would love to interview him. Love to have him on the pod for the baseball preview. Some good insight. So this is kind of the bat signal. So Adam, does he have a number on his Tiger Droppings handle? 484 or something?
Yeah, I think it's 4848.
Something like that. Adam.
Chicken, I know you're listening. Look up in the database. Give us a little tickler file in the potofgold@gmail.com or the DMs. DMs are open, always open. Stay open.
Here's a little bit of insight from today's scrimmage. Christian Little, transfer from Vandy. We'll talk about him soon. He was throwing 96 today. we're not even in February yet. Freshman lefty was throwing 91. Then on the other team, you had Chase Shores, who is a freshman, throwing 98. Chase Shores,
I don't trust him yet.
Chase Shores is 6'8".
Little Randy Johnson. Can we give him the big unit tag?
And then you had
now?
Sam Dutton throwing 91 and Bryce Collins
Dutton
throwing 95.
We have a Dutton.
Yeah,
the whole ranch. He's an heir.
You don't know Dutton about that.
Yeah. So you may have brought it up. You may have brought it up in there because I don't know who any of those guys are. But I was gonna say a little tickler. I think to end like the baseball and go into next episode would be like give me your number one like relief pitcher, a guy who's not going to be a starter, the guy that's going to come in and be our dude, because I feel like relief pitchers is probably going to be something that ends up like getting missed out on in the pod.
It's already
he's got him already.
So I listened to the entire Jay Johnson press conference from Friday.
Well, me too.
So but he's so dry. Like if it's kind of like background elevator music.
Need him more wet.
So, but I listened to it in.
We need to make that GIF. Moist up, Jay.
Moisten him up. Get him moist.
He's a little dry, so you're just like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm listening to. But when he mentions a name, it's like, okay, he said someone's name. That means something. Like that got him a little moist.
Has he said anything about Milazzo?
Yeah. That's the two guys. He said
Milazzo's kind of like my Baskerville preseason. It's just like, you better fucking do something.
The moment you break contain, I'm calling
that
you
is
out.
So there's, and we'll talk about it more. There's three positions that are kind of up for grabs: catcher, second base, and
linebacker.
left field,
and
the free throw shooter.
How many Reggie Bush on this roster again?
Yeah, at least 4.
Let me put that. That's in the comments, by the way, for anyone that wants to know why I read it like that. How many Reggie Bush on this roster again?
We do. We need more Bush.
Need a lot of Bush.
Yeah,
that's right. So we were relating him to the USC team. It's a good
What
catch,
a
Chris.
random
Good catch,
thing.
Chris.
Yeah, well, right when he said that, I was like, "Why the fuck?" Oh, because our dumbasses decided to compare a 2023 college baseball team to the 2002 USC football team.
Well, Trey Morgan is Steve Smith, right? Is that what we
Yeah,
went with?
I think that's where we got to.
Okay, so
I don't know
put
where
that
you
down.
see
Grant,
them
put that
being
down on your
similar,
file.
but
Put that down on your file for next week. I want a graphic of Reggie next to Cruz. I want Steve Smith, Trey
Almost
Morgan,
like how the
and
dozen has like accolades in the thing,
yeah,
like two-time All-Star, won this event. Like we could have a couple Reggie Bushes, maybe a Lindale White, like a
and then we'll
Pete
post that.
Carroll.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do kind of like that. That's a lot of work for the boy.
Yeah, it
Notice
better
he
look
didn't
good.
like that.
It better
Notice
look
he
good.
didn't like that.
No, it's all good. Someone else will do it.
No, I can't call it.
I can't.
Watch
Yeah,
season one of White Lotus. I didn't like catch everything because I was more like when the wife was
Oh, well,
watching
that's
it.
why you didn't like it.
No, I thought it was hilarious. Like
It's
it
funny.
cracked me up, but like in those like really dumb like things that most people, I guess, the show's popular, so a lot of people find it funny, but like in just like the brother or the son or whatever, like that dude just cracked me up for no fucking reason. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, second season's better. So
Yeah,
if you like the
that's
first, that's awesome.
that'll get going sometime soon. We can keep sticking with baseball. I don't know what White Lotus popped into my head, so I had to make sure Mike
I
was
know what you're
aware.
up to. You're watching that Sydney Sweeney dude. It's popping in your head.
whew.
Who's I don't know who that is. Who's that?
That's what I would say too. Good call.
Is
Good
that
call.
I mean, I'll Google it. I know the name.
You remember that
It's
movie
like me denying a
Voyeur?
Jane Fonda look.
You remember that movie Voyeurs that I
Oh,
brought
I
up
didn't
one
know that
time?
was her name.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
Like I knew the name, and then I knew that girl was somewhat popular, but I didn't know they were the same person.
Oh yeah, 2%.
I like her. She seems smart.
Yeah, dude, she's brilliant.
She has
Anything
a
else? Any
nice,
baseball? We talked about Wingo and didn't really talk about it.
He's fine. It's a
Yeah, I know.
non-story. It's a
Yeah,
non-story.
Yeah, but he's not.
non-story.
But he's not playing in the spring. It's kind of
Good.
It's
Let's
okay.
get Jalen Lee's bum ass in there and see what he can do.
Right, like we know what this guy can do. Like, sure, man, maybe the first game he'll be.
Let's get Mason
him and-
Smith's bum ass in there and see what he can do.
No, he's not good for spring.
Yeah,
We're not messing with his fucking spring.
Put him in
like
a
he's
bubble.
starting.
Yeah, when September comes around, we can like undo the vault. Like someone can put in the code.
Yeah, no, he's good. So for now, we're gonna have the backups really trying to figure out who's going to be the backups. So that'll be fine.
That's what spring's all about. Finding out who your dogs are.
I got a rattle. Y'all hear a buzz?
I heard a little buzzy buzz.
It's gone now, huh?
Okay, I never heard it.
What else we have on the agenda, Grant?
Grant, you got anything else?
No, Brett asked about baseball. Catcher, one, second base, and outfield. That was the three positions.
Left field specifically.
I think it's left. I think right.
Are we gonna have a nasty outfield like the time when it was like
Leon,
I'm gonna blank on all these names. Leon,
Landry,
Matuk, and Chad Jones, where like the ball was not like possible to touch the ground.
No. Jared Mitchell.
Jared Mitchell. That's where I was going.
Are we? That's the question.
Maybe
they're not going to be that. I don't think we'll ever have an outfield that fast again.
Are we going to have at least like a Joe McKnight?
I think it's going to be more like.
Do you know Jared Mitchell could throw left and right-handed?
And chew a whole bag of sunflower seeds in one practice.
And Kramer Robinson's mom now coaches LSU basketball. Lady Tigers.
It's not lady, dude. We're pioneering this venture.
We are. We're the tip of the spear on the drop the ladies.
I think
we're
we
the
need to get Miss Bourne back involved. He'll probably come out of hiding for that.
We're the most progressive podcast in America.
So I live in Austin.
On that note, we can go into the women's softball.
My father's gay.
So I finally ventured into campus trying to find Arch and couldn't find him for one, but pretty campus. First time I actually cruised through.
Did you feel very old and out of place?
No, I didn't get out of the car.
Oh, okay. You literally cruised through
Yeah, it
campus.
was a drive-through. It was a drive-through, but yeah, I mean, definitely the oldest cat on the block.
Yeah. I don't
We
know. I don't
can
have anything else. Grant, you
we
got
can look.
something?
Yeah, the softball roster.
Oh, dude, this is my
Since we're
nightcap every night. What are you talking about? We need to go
Yeah.
through this.
yeah, so Sydney Peterson, very good with the
I'm
ball in
not
her
doing
hand.
this. I'm not doing this. We're not going through the softball roster.
All right. I mean,
It
let's
is
look at
favorited on your browser, I see, but has LSU Gold been doing anything? I haven't peeked in on in a
I
while.
haven't peeked in since Arkansas.
Yeah, same.
So
Same. I actually opened it like a I don't know, a week or two ago, and I was like gonna watch because I thought there might be something for the bowl game, and there wasn't. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
yeah, I mean, once like the hope of not making the playoffs happened, it was just kind of like, I don't need like some false enthusiasm.
Yeah,
Like
bring
I'm
your own
good.
guts. Bring your own guts. Like, yeah, man, pump the program. We
I'm
got a
sure
lot to
I'll
do.
yeah, I'm sure I'll like log back in over the summer and watch them all twice.
Yeah.
Like get all jazzed up. I'm already doing the YouTube thing where I'm convincing myself that Jaden Daniels is just going to be fucking insane. Like year 2, it's like, yeah, he's going to develop.
Remember what Burrow did year 2?
Yeah, like, dude, Brian
No,
Thomas is going to be elite.
just like how Grant's already like booked his ticket to Omaha and is like surefire. I've already booked Jaden Daniels' ticket to the Heisman ceremony. Like that's done.
And
you booked it
equally,
for him.
and I'm
Yeah, like it's
equally
booked in my mind. It's
equally
part of our
as
collective deal.
enthusiastic with Nussmeier. It's just like, yeah, I'm down with our backup too. It's Matt Flynn. We saw a little peek of him in the SEC championship game, little peekaboo, and then a couple years later, it's like, yeah, you remember me,
Ryan
Matt Flynn.
Paralleau right after.
You're right, exactly. It's like, yeah, Jaden can have his day, and he's going to tear it up. We'll win a championship, and then boom, Matt Flynn / Nussmeier's back in the business. Anyway, guys,
Back to back Heisman.
That's where our head's at. Thanks a lot, Walker Howard.
Yeah, good luck.
Hey, they should just be happy they got back-to-back weeks with an episode.
Oh no, our fans are great, Grant. What are you doing?
Oh,
yeah, we're not complaining to them.
I thought
these motherfuckers should be grateful.
Yeah, how about you donate?
How about you start working on that chart?
Does anyone know them? Does anyone know when they're going to post another episode? Damn.
Yeah, so if anybody knows Adam, just let us know.
Yeah, someone start a thread so then they can call you out for being one of us.
Yeah, just be like calling Adam right now. I want someone to get on Tiger Droppings and we never said this.
No,
we never asked y'all to do this, but like get Adam on the pod.
Yeah, breaking, like put the red flashing lights on, like request sticky, RA for sticky. That's all I got.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for listening. Over and out.